Welcome, respected sadhakas. Salutations, namaskar to all. Gratitudes, kritagnitas to all. Congratulations and abhinandana to all. Prayers and prarthanas for all. Lokasevaka, dharmasthavaka, viragi. Vyaktitwams, bhakta, shishya, mumukshu. Vyaktitwams, jignasu, shrota, sadhaka, vyaktitwams. Prerita, parishrame, shanta, vyaktitvam. Same way, the beautiful, wonderful six sources of blessings. How lucky we are very soon if we are able to understand the glory of them, the need of them, the technique of tuning to them, and then practically doing so. The all six great sources. Our drushti is always in our problems and miseries. If at all we understand the that way down pulling nature of the mind, and if at all we develop the technique and knack of inspiring ourselves by reminding ourselves about the availability, eternal availability of these great sources, and then really learn the art of tuning to them, what more is required? It's a question of time only. So focus more on the blessings that are available rather than the other non positive things. Focusing on the samasyas is the technique of the mind to demoralize us. Focusing on the sources of guidance, inspiration is the right utilization of the intellect or intellect coming into the play or intellect is becoming powerful dominant which is essential for every any sadhaka. The six sources as we see every day, the shastra gana so freely easily available to us, much easily in this Kali Yuga's technology development area age, developed age. At home, just open that medium or whatever phone, whatever you call, it is in front. Imagine those days of no printings. The books have to be or written on the talapatra. If there are 10 students, the song को ऐसे लिख के देना पड़ता है because they don't know how much time it would to consume. Even the era of printing and books, you have to go and procure that book. He says out of print, 2 महीने के बाद आएगा. Now to no problem, just at home, seated in sofa, ask for any book with all details is available. So make use of it. Shruti, Smriti, Purana, Itihasa, Santavangmaya, Shastras. Same way the Guru Ganas. Plenty of them are there available. Those who have realized, those are on the verge of brim of realization. Those are hard working for the sadhana. All the three can be our mentors, guides. Lucky if we are, we get the Sakshat Anubhava Prapta Guru himself, Shrotriya Brahmanist. We should in fact aim at him only as our Gurus, Acharyas. If at all we have not got that much Kripa Karuna to have, then we have those who are almost at the verge of reaching or single pointedly doing it. They will also pull us along with them. The need. Then also the Devata Gana, Upasana to them, Maya Shakti, Adipara Shakti Mata, prayer to her, Ishvara Sharanagati, and all Brahma Tattva. So every day we are reminding ourselves of these necessity of them. Hope it is making some sense feel in us, and we are really finding the value importance to it and helping ourselves by involving in these 12 and 6, 18 things. Shwethashwathara Upanishad, Krishna Yajurveda, Pratamodhyaya, Sambandha Bhashyam, Vishnu Dharmottara, Vishnu Purana, Linga Purana, done. Parashara Smriti also is telling us. Same followed by even Brahma Sutras. We are repeatedly driven into our heart the knowledge. Only one knowledge that it is everything is Shuddha Nyati Swarupa Brahman. Everything other than that is because of not knowing that Brahman like that. That is called technically the avidya. Everything is Jnana Swarupa Brahma only. Anything other than is our not knowing the Jnana Swarupa Brahma, that is ignorance, consequence of that ignorance, effect of that ignorance. Everything is the rope and rope alone. Anything other is our ignorance of rope leading to all the variety of other projected things. Same thing we are seeing in yesterday. Both Para Puja may be we exactly we are seeing in the beautiful text of Adi Shankara. And what was last thing taught by the great Janakaji to Shukadeva? You know, only the Chaitanya Paramatma is there. Because of the Kalpana on him, the entire Jagat appears. Simple. Don't do Kalpana, it is no more there. Isn't it? So, in this way, this is a subject being thoroughly, exhaustively discussed. Few more pages are there before we enter into the Prathama Adhyaya of this Shwethashwathara. Let us do it. Before that, let us do our Sankalpa Prarthanas. And before that, as ever, every day, one thought. Today's thought is what is we have seen just now, related to that only. You know, same thing. We will say even for our common sense thought today in a lighter sense. First is what? There is no other option to us other than listening to Shastra, studying Shastra, contemplating Shastra, through which what we have to understand is the Satyatva of the Paramatma, then Asatyatva of the Jagat, Mithyatva of the Jagat. There is no other option we should keep at all other than deeply, thoroughly studying the Shastras after listening from the Acharyas, Gurus, and Manana Chintana fully, sufficiently. We have to do the Uddesha, purpose, Lakshya of these three things of Shravana, Adhyayana, Manana. The ultimate thing that is gained through them is the Nishchaya Purvaka Jnana. With all quotations, with all logics. That Brahman alone is reality. Everything other than him is Kalpita Mithya. Have we reached that thing? We have to check within ourselves. नहीं हुआ तो more and more listening, studying, contemplation we have to do. Brahma Satyam Jagat Mithya. Drudhati Drudha. Isn't it? We have to fully establish it in it. Isn't it? Then only we'll be ready to give up the Jagat because it is understood as Mithya. We'll be ready to pursue the Paramatman because we thoroughly understood as it as the reality. उसमें इधर इधर थोड़ा भी गड़बड़ हो गया. If the Brahma Satyatva is not fully convinced, then our approach towards him will not be 100%. So too, if Jagat Mithyatva is not achieved 100%, even if real little of reality kept still in the Jagat, we cannot leave the Jagat. Isn't it? If totally it is proof, it is not understood. Isn't it? Then still the snake will remain to frighten us. Even little bit the snake is left over, then we don't apprehend the rope completely. In the same way, here also, the necessity of these Nirantara Shastra Shravana, we have come up to the achievement of it. The next half, the Swadhyanam. So beautiful it is. Maintaining the Shravanatas regularity, Shrotrutva, listening. Take up the book and study also. It's a great joy, when you are in touch with those pure Shastras. Don't go to any other things where truth is not spoken. Only that which is spoken in truth. Even if it is heavy, it is boring, it is repeated, but that is a necessity. Don't we take the BP sugar tablets throughout life? That is necessity to control the disease and maintain the health. है नहीं, जब वो जरूरत होता है ना, उसका दूसरा सोच नहीं लगाना चाहिए. Isn't it? It is required, it is necessary. Bas, that's it. I will achieve it. Don't try for alternatives. Don't listen to any other advice from outside or inside. Keep on doing only Tattva Shastra, Shravana, Chintana, Adhyayana and Chintana. Joy. And if you can come to that third level of, I am able to do the Chintana of the Shastra which I have heard and which I have studied, in which I am intellectually becoming thorough about the Satyatva of the Brahman alone. Everything else is Mithya. Wow. Just feel that joy, when that is achieved. Mazidar baat. First point is this one. Today, there is no way. We have to go on, go on. What I have heard, I believe, is only maybe 1 or 2%. मैं तो मेरे लिए आपके लिए तो हो गया होगा. मुझे तो अभी 90% पढ़ना है, मनन करना है. For getting the doubtless clarity. See what we have chanted in Tripura Rahasya and all, in that Gandashaila Upakhyanam, between that Rajakumara and Munikumara Samvada. Oh, how much it was. I didn't explain it because a huge text it is. It will take 1 year to study, 24 chapters, 22. We are doing Parayana of it. Today will be the 18th chapter conclusion. 4 more are there. One is this one. Second is, very, very essential in life is I don't know how to convey this point. The necessity need of a deep, deep, deep upasana. When we are at the upadhi sthai level, as a jiva, unless the divine krupa comes, it is so tough for us to manage the loads and loads of past which we have brought. You know, that is why you can see in that again, Hemalekha Hemachodopakyanam, she gave the little knowledge, but she told husband, but in this we get the inspiration energy to do only when the mother's krupa is there. So go and do the Tripura Devi Upasana. He does it. Same was told to this Parashuram ji by Dattatreya Bhagwan. दत्तात्रेय जी ने बताया परशुराम जी को. परशुराम जी did Devi Upasana intensely, not 1 or 2, for 12 years. Then the Devi Kurpa came, because of which his Jignasa for Tattva has become more than Guru. We need to so much tune to them with everyday Shraddha Yukta Upasana, following all the Prakriyas, totally engrossed in it, with the full feeling that without that upasa devatas anugraha, the spiritual marg में लगातार लगे रहना असंभव है. ये वाला second point. We do upasana, दिया बत्ती जलाते होंगे, जैसे एक आध श्लोक पढ़ते होंगे. Not enough. We are only seeing, no, it is not enough. More deeper involvement. Isn't it? While doing so, that arti andar, inside us, that hey Bhagwan, it is getting so much delayed. I'm not able to come out of this samsara. Still, totally, I'm not able to engross in the tattva vicharana to reach you. The samsara from me is not going at all. Still, I am so much bahirmukhi, still full of rajo tamogoni, So much Vishaya Asakta, Vyakti Asakta, Jagat Satyatva, all of them which I have studied in Shastra, none of them have entered into me. पढ़ तो रहा हूँ क्लास में सुबह शाम, बट पढ़े ही रहता हूँ जिंदगी भर संसार में. तो प्लीज डू समथिंग, प्लीज हेल्प मी. दैट्स व्हाट वी से इन आवर दोज 12+6 रिसोर्सेस में. द फिफ्थ वन, द ईश्वर उपासना में, वी आस्क हिम remove that curtain of rajas and tamas. Unless we do it for long, long, long time, every day, every day, every day, isn't it? We cannot easily free ourselves from the past obstructions. Presently, we are creating obstructions. Future, the obstructions which are going to come. Again, presently also, by our own initiative, how much we are involved in the world, creating our prarabdhas more and more. आगे दिनों में भी ऐसा ही रहेगा. कौन जिंदगी में आता है नहीं पता, क्या वस्तु सामने आता है नहीं पता. In what way we entangle in that we don't know. In this way, if you see, there is never a chance for us, even though we have studied Shastra, to come out of samsara. That is why that Ananta Shaktivan Bhagavan's Upasana, exclusively for this purpose. This is very, very essential. Second point, think about it. है ना? पूरा श्रद्धा भक्ति से उपासना, आरती से प्रार्थना. Again and again, pleading, requesting it. So now, didn't we see in our Shiva Ananda Lahari text we studied in the evening? With how much arati Adi Shankara Bhagavan. In so many texts like Lakshmi Nrsimha Karavalamba Stotram or any one you take, every one of them. The Meenakshi Mancharatnam, the Annapurna Ashtakam. Who? The great Brahma Vidya, Advaita Brahma Vidya, propounding Adi Shankara Bhagavan only gave us all of them. In this aspect, I think we need the strengthening right now at whatever the stage we are. Third, more important than these two is the third one. What it is, key. I don't know how to convey that point. Key, we must have a living or a dead guru as guru to whom we surrender fully and ask for him, ask from him what exactly sadhana has to be done. And out of our devotion and surrender to him, out of our commitment of obedience to him, for his sake, we are doing sadhanas told by him. Mind you, other than this, other than this, ourselves committedly, regularly, punctually being in sadhana is not next to impossible, it is impossible itself. Without a guru's guidance and exactly following it, if we choose our own sadhana by our own selves, we can never conquer our inner prakriti to do that sadhana sincerely, regularly, effectively. Please write this point with golden letters and stick somewhere. My Guru told me I surrender to him. For his sake, he has told me for his sake I am doing it. Other than this thing, like I am committed to the office where I am getting salary. Because of that only, I am getting up morning, taking bath, fresh breakfast, going to the office. अगर ऐसा कमांड नहीं है मानो from the office that by 9:30 you have to report, will we be able to get up like on Sunday holiday? ऑफिस नहीं बुलाता हमको, इसलिए किसी भी टाइम में उठेंगे, कुछ भी करेंगे. ऑन संडे ऐसा नहीं, ऑन वर्किंग डेज ऐसा नहीं होता. टाइम पे उठेंगे, जो करना वही करेंगे, and we go to the office and work. In the same way, the difference between when we are in service, when we are retired. When we are in service, we are committed, you know. After retirement, कितना erratic होता है life हमारा. Whatever the mind says, we do. And mind only tells us about the bhog, about the nidra. उसको उसी में होता है. Then we succumb to that and we struggle. Okay, I'm not able to do sadhana. You can never do, full stop. You can never do sadhana by yourself. We can do sadhana only when we take the guidances, orders from the Guru. A living Guru, lucky if we are. And total unquestionable surrender to that Guru. Then if he says, सुबह 6 बजे उठना है 5 बजे मरो लेकिन बिना उठे नहीं रहना. Isn't it? That we can do only when we surrender to Guru. Other than this, remember, our own million lives gathered Prakriti. How can we conquer in one life? आपका नहीं है ना हमारा ये जो एक्सट्रोवर्टेडनेस है रजोगुण है ये तमोगुण है इट इज अ हैबिट ऑफ सो मेनी लाइव्स हाउ डीपली द इनर vasanas all of them are there. Is it easy to just like that overpower them, overthrow them, throw away them and move ahead? You cannot do that. The pressures will be so much. The इनफैक्ट उतना कहने की भी जरूरत नहीं मुझे हल्का सा अब में झोंका लग जाएगा झरोका या झोंका जो भी कहो that we just give up our sadhana. We postpone our sadhana. We reduce the quantity of sadhana. We compromise with the intensity of the sadhana. But remember, my Guru told every day. That is why, by the age of 6 or 8 or 10, that Guru will give Upadesha of Gayatri Mantra, not Pitaji. Pita is the main Guru, but Guru tells through Pita. Now the Guru उपाद बोध हो गया इसलिए उस बच्चे को दिन भर जिंदगी भर करना है. That Surya Upasana Gayatri Mantra Ucharana. That was only one which was keeping them, which keeps them intact, in tuning to the divine. उपदेश का ये शक्ति होता है, ये जरूरत होता है. That is why select someone as Guru, ask them what exactly sadhana I have to do, then do it as told by him. Without that, how much ever sincere we are, true we are, genuine we are, and try to do sadhana, only very rare ones which are of the highest category like that of Shukadeva ji or Ramachandra ji, they can do it by themselves. उनको भी फाइनली गुरु का टच फिनिशिंग टचेस तो चाहिए था. बट ऐसे सुखदेव एंड ऑल आर रेयर पीसेस नो. दे आर नॉट जनरल. They are very, very, very rare ones. But we don't belong to that rare category. It is I don't. We are a general category है. जनरल कैटेगरी लोगों के लिए वो हाथ जोड़कर गुरु के सामने गुरु महाराज क्या करूं. You will tell this stotra chant for these times, this minute intensely. Or this japa you do this much intensely. See now, because he told I must to do. Out of that bhaya as well as bhakti to the Guru. Bhaya, if I don't do, you may feel bad. Bhakti, he told me for my own interest. When we that way involved, Bhaya Bhakti se karte, the other power of the mind intellect, isn't it? Which can easily flood away our self-committed sadhanas, those will be put in check. In this way, by surrendering to Guru, we are developing that ability of committedly doing sadhana. Like I take this one, these classes, Puja Gurudev's Adesha, to do every day. So therefore, with whatever the other problems come, health-wise issues, the other things, we are also human beings. We also have upadhis. How much they trouble you, they trouble everyone. Only the one who has the verge of Brahma Jnanam, that he has transcended all this out of many, many thousands of lives. So therefore, what is the only thing which protects? Only thing, commitment to Guru. Isn't it? Commitment to that Guru is the one I am doing the class. मेरे लिए तो मैं ये बात है. If that is dropped, what else is there to me? You just look at me. Nobody to help, nobody to guide, nobody to encourage. You do three come, you also feel happy if I cancel classes. But then, where will I go then if we is given up? the Jiva in me, the Sadhaka in me. They were surrender to Puja Gurudev, surrender to the Guru Parampara. So it is they who have chosen, it is them whom I have to please. It is this way they get pleased by doing daily the Shastra Adhyapana. Right now, that is the mood. They themselves will guide for the further step. As long as the energy is there, strength is there, do it. A day will come where this energy, strength will not be known, will not be there. That time they will guide for something else. Isn't it? In the same way, this third point is very essential. Never decide your sadhana by yourself. You will be compromising with them. You cannot do. Because same mind which decided sadhana has got more powerful vasanas. Then those vasanas, when they become trying to manifest at the mind level, that mind compromises about its own commitments. Whereas when I have taken order from the Guru, to whom I have total surrender, then for his sake I do. And who is the beneficiary? It is me. To whom the फायदा हो रहा है मेरे को होता है मैं कर रहा हूँ साधना गुरु को कोई बेनिफिट नहीं है शास्त्र को कोई बेनिफिट नहीं है दैट इज वाई इन लाइफ never live even for worldly vyavahara also spirituality independent life till that highest state is achieved finally तो independent होना ही पड़ेगा but अब उस स्थिति में हम नहीं है ना like we do the independent riding of car cycle but when we master it but before that we need that guide continuously isn't it नहीं तो एक्सीडेंट हो जाता है स्पिरिचुअलिटी में भी वही बात थर्ड पॉइंट देन द फोर्थ वन इज दैट इंटेंस डिजायर टू नो द ट्रूथ टू एक्सपीरियंस ट्रूथ दैट को तो बढ़ाते जाना बढ़ाते जाना बढ़ाते जाना वो भी एक जरूरी चीज है isn't it that is what again and again fuels us inspires us otherwise even though we have done all other three things the tirednesses the fatigues the exhaustions isn't it they also will again be demoralize us fourth point is that one the last one is what while doing all of that yet don't expect the result to come immediately don't expect 100% spectacular success just like that isn't it still we have to go through prarabdha still it will be tough have that infinite patience while doing all that is to be done like we are doing our classes कुछ भी नहीं हो रहा है फिर भी इनफाइनाइट पेशेंस से जो होना है करते जाएंगे फॉर अस यू एंड आई दोज आर रेगुलर आवर लाइफ इज डिसाइडेड इन दीज ओनली एटलीस्ट मेरा निरंतर स्वाध्याय अध्यापनम श्रवणम and this thing is done when will the result start coming we don't know and you all lucky intelligent people working hard in the world you all know these things much more than me that when you start any industry or business, isn't it? First few years, it is only investment, investment, investment. No benefit profit. First 4 5 years. Then from the fourth year to sixth year, 7 years or 3 years, there is balance of investment and the dividends coming. पक्का equal हो जाते हैं. After that way, 4 plus 4, 8 years are over. From the ninth year, your investment is 50, your profit is 52. 2% profit आना शुरू होता है. And at that time only we start buying new vehicles, new house, new things. तब तक no. Why? Because investment ही ज़्यादा है, profit कम है. और salaries देने में के लिए भी लोन लेना पड़ रहा है. Isn't it? But the person who has this understanding कि ऐसा ही होता है, he will have patience. For those 8 years, only लगाए जा रहे कुछ नहीं मिल रहा, नहीं मिलेगा. After those 8 10 years, then the profit starts coming. Even then also, hard work has to continue. For 10 12 years, totally any business for fully to give profits, minimum 20 years required. 10 years to strike the balance, 10 years to start getting good profits where we can relax. Minimum 20 साल, वो भी करते करते, बिना किए कुछ होता नहीं. Not the 10 years when we said just to be waiting 10 years without doing anything. No, no, no. With all the hard work done, still we have to. Isn't it? In the world, this happens because the competitions are more. Others also are there. थोड़ा मौका दिया तो हमसे आगे चले आते. So we are not jealous with them, but we want to grow. We also want to earn money this way. Nothing wrong. Spirituality में there is no other competitors, but our own inner incompetencies because of no habit. There is nothing called sin here. It is only inability. It is only the wrong habits we had earlier developed. तो इन सबको कॉन्कर करके करना, करने के बाद उस प्रभु को पसंद आना, then he has to bless us. इतने चीजें है ना. So therefore, maybe many years or even lives, nothing will happen result. Still we have to do. Decide it like this. Once we certain this is the path, this is the goal, walking on the path alone is our main goal now. When will we reach the destination? When will we have the glimpse of it? Let us not worry. At the same time, not give up. This is where the biggest test for our faith comes to the goal and means which we have chosen. जो लक्ष्य मार्ग को चुना उसके प्रति श्रद्धा का यही परीक्षा है. Wherein everything we are investing, but nothing is seen. There is no ray of hope or light. That period is very tough where many people lose the game. They say कि इतना किया हमने, कुछ नहीं हो रहा. They give up. Many of those who are regularly coming to satsanga, इस जगह पे वो fail हो गए. You and I also have 100% chance to fail. By saying that, बस ऐसा ही होता है, इसमें कुछ है ही नहीं है, परमात्मा साधना कुछ नहीं, चल इतना बढ़िया सा एंजॉय कर रहे थे जीवन, अब चलो. एंड वी कैन से मैं ओल्ड हो गया हूँ, अगले जन्म करूंगा साधना, अब लेट मी मजा करो विथ माई ऑल अदर थिंग्स. See how the mind works, and in a moment itself, it is enough for it to pull us down. So this is the fifth point, that infinite patience, ashavada, always has to be maintained. So the first one is deep, thorough listening, deep, thorough study, deep, thorough contemplation of the Shastra. For the clarity that Brahman alone is reality, everything is Mithya. Second one, our own, upasana to the devatas, guru. Third one, having that guru, acharya, under whose mentorship or guidance alone we are doing. Fourth one, deep desire maintained for knowing the truth. Last one, this one, having that infinite patience. This is the way somebody can grow spiritually. Otherwise, come back to the worldliness, daily wages basis may work, you get the something, indulge in that. Sometime in a wrong means also we can earn money that gives pleasure. बाद में जब नरक में जाएगा तब देख लेंगे. ऐसा भी जीवन जी रहे हैं लोग. But choose for oneself, what is it? Isn't it? All these things should become adat to us. When it becomes adat, the doubts, questions get reduced. The fears, weaknesses get reduced. रहेंगे वो, लेकिन असर कम होगा उनका. अब क्या इतना असर है उनका, है नहीं? जिनको आदत हो गया क्लास आने का, they don't struggle to come to class. नहीं हुआ आदत, then every day is a struggle to them. Then there is absolute irregularities. Same way, पांचों चीजों में हमको आदत होना चाहिए. ओम 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 सहनावतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः. ओम शांति शांति शांति. ओम नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्म विद्या संप्रदाय कर्तृभ्यो वंश ऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः ओम येरिमे गुरुभिः पूर्वं पदवाक्य प्रमाणतः व्याख्याता सर्ववेदान्ताः तान् नित्यं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्य कृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः ओं निधये सर्वविद्यानां विषजे भवरोगिणां गुरवे सर्वलोकानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः ओं श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करम् ओं सुकृते धिकृते बहुधा भवतो भविता समदर्शनलालसता अतिदीनमिमं परिपालय मां भवशङ्करदेशिकमे शरणं ब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यमेकं नित्यमेवलमचलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि परब्रह्मणे श्रुतिमात्रे समस्त ब्रह्मविद्याचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यो नमः श्री श्वेताश्वतर उपनिषदाचार्येभ्यो नमः अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः संकल्पः तेषां कृपया उपनिषदुक्त ब्रह्मात्मैक्यबोधेन अस्मिन् क्षणे एव कैवल्यप्राप्त्यर्थं सनातनधर्मस्य पुनरुत्थान जागरण विश्वव्याप्ति विश्व आध्यात्मिक प्रगति एकता शान्त्यर्थम् अस्मिन् धर्म संस्थापने कङ्कणबद्ध अस्माकं सर्वेषां निरन्तर दिग्विजयार्थम् अनेकशास्त्राणाम् अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्नमध्ये श्री कृष्णयजुर्वेदीय श्वेताश्वतरोपनिषदः आद्यशङ्कर भाष्य समेत अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्न मोक्षार्थं वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे ओम नित्यानन्दं निराधारं निखिलाधारमव्ययं निगमाद्यगतं नित्यं नीलकण्ठं नमाम्यहम् ओम अथ प्रथमोऽध्यायः शान्तिमन्त्रः ओम सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः ओम शान्तिः 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 अथ सम्बन्धभाष्यं फ्रेंड्स दिस पराशर संहिता's quotations. Vyasaji's father is Parashaji. He, with his experience and the knowledge of Shastras and his other experience of guiding the disciples for their successful realization, taking all that data, he has given the Smriti. Like in today's world, a doctor after his 25 years of practice, 30 years, he writes his own articles. An engineer, a cinema field wala, a sports expert. He has in those 25, 30 years has gone in and through of any things. His intellect is so pregnant with practical knowledge and experience that he becomes authentic, right? To write the articles, to present the things, isn't it? वरना कोई बंदा इतने साल करता है तजुर्बा हो जाता है then he can. तो पराशर जी is such a great saint. All these Smriti Granthas given by whomever are those Smritikara, they are Anubhavi, they have the Jnanam of the ancient gurus, they have Jnanam of Shruti, they are also Anubhava of guiding the next generation, seeing that they succeed. So, वो experiment में वहाँ successful होगा. Now they give us in book form for the posterior sadhakas. For it to last longer, in the book form, they give that entire Jnana. Yoga Vasishta is that only. Okay, Bhagavad Gita is Smriti Grantha hi hai. और यहाँ भी Parashara ji has given us. Very beautiful, very complete. 6-7 excerpts we are given. And reading this, मुझे तो इतना temptation होता है सारे पुराणों को लाके पढ़ो. Maybe that इच्छा भगवान heard that he gave us the Skanda Purana study every day. कितना मजा आ रहा है. मैं तो while studying that in Hindi, I am trying to imagine in Sanskrit इस हिंदी मीनिंग का क्या श्लोक हो सकता होगा. Earlier from Sanskrita chanting, we used to explain in Hindi English. Now, while studying in Hindi, I'm just trying to feel what it must be in Sanskrit. Because of which effort, in that Hindi meaning also, it is so sarala given. Hindi meaning, because of which the depth of the main subject gets cancelled on. सरल व्याख्या करते. अब सरल व्याख्या को बंदा सरल ही पढ़कर सरलता ही छोड़ देगा उसको. Otherwise, the 2 days what we have studied yesterday, day before in our Skanda Purana, the Shiva Upasana Mahima, yesterday was the Shiva Linga Upasana Mahima. How powerful they were. The whole Ravana Katha Prasanga we have seen. But they were very powerful sentences they were. But हमको टच भी नहीं किया, लेकिन वो पोर्शन तो हम पढ़ लिए. Now you have to understand difference between Purana, just doing the patana of it, and the class which we thoroughly study. And same heard thing in the class. When you do contemplation, फिर उसका 1000 गुना ज़्यादा फायदा होता है. By the way, I'm just highlighting that is not for a small reason that Sri Bhagavan Adi Shankara has quoted these Puranas while explaining the Upanishads. Again, while explaining the Purana, Upanishads are quoted, but it is the other way around, the authenticity. Beautiful it is. So, if you see, remember yesterday, Tata aha Bhagavan Parasharaha. One by one sentence. Half of what we have studied yesterday. What we have studied yesterday, little bit that we cover. Then today we proceed ahead. One by one sentence. Just to see how keenly we are able to listen. How keenly we are able to understand. How keenly we are able to feel that understanding. How much we are entering it inside our heart. ये 4 चीजें क्या हम कर सकते हैं इस बात को सुनते हुए जो 1000 बार सुने हैं फिर से एक बार. What Parashara ji says is Asmadhijayate Vishwam. How clearly we heard this sentence that the entire Vishwam is born from this Atma Tattva only, Brahma Tattva only. Has it got into us? From this Brahman Atman alone, the entire Vishwa is born. I'm just, the total Vishwa from the Brahman, our own individual Vishwa from the Atman. The Brahman and Atman are not two. Just while explaining from the Samashti, Vyashti, Drishti, we use 2 words. The Purana Smritikara, उन्होंने वो confusion भी नहीं दिया. He said Asmat. Asmat naturally is that subject which is under discussion. Subject which is under discussion is Atman. From the pure Atma, Asmadhi Jayate Vishwam. See how many Upanishads we heard, but how lightly we took it. In a sense, deeply in our heart, this knowledge is not rooted that the whole world has come from Paramatma only. Asmadhi Jayate Vishwam. In this, if you are really alert and remember all the Mandukya Upanishads knowledge which we gained, or even last 120 or 220 days, whatever we are studying, 150 days, अगर वो भी याद है अस्मादि जायते विश्वम से क्या अर्थ मिलता है that Paramatma with his own Maya Shakti has projected the world. That is the meaning. Which is yesterday the final thought both by Shukadev ji as well as final thought by our Janaka ji also while approving what is said by Shukadev ji. Asmadi Jayate Vishwa. Second is what? Asmineva Praliyate. In this only that pralaya happens of the Jagat. Same these 2 things were asked by Shukadev ji. From where this Adambara Yukta Jagat has come and how will this get Shamita subsided? What was said? Sankalpat Jayate Vikalpat Vinashyati Dagda Bhavam Apnoti. उसको इसको रिलेट करो तो नॉलेज स्ट्रांग हो जाता है कि नहीं. From the Paramatma, the entire Jagat has come. Into him only it gets dissolved in. Means what? When Paramatma is not known, the world is projected and samsara begins. When the Paramatma is known, world is rejected, then samsara ends. Moksha is experienced. See the power of these 2 sentences. Asmadi jayate vishwam, asmineva praliyate. Asmadi jayate vishwam means not knowing the self or the rope as rope caused the vishwa, the snake, etc. for getting projected. Asmineva praliyate means what? When the apprehension of the rope happens as it is, then the snake, etc. projected, they get rejected or dissolved. Here also, Asmineva praliyate, in the realization of the self alone, the entire samsara causing jagat gets dissolved. Clear what we have seen in our introduction today out of 5 points. The first one, how deeply we are listening, deeply studying, deeply contemplating to catch only these 2 things. The reality alone is real. Everything other than that is unreal. Asmadhi jayate vishwa. The moment when you say jayate, it is an effect. The moment it is an effect or karya, it cannot be independent. And any karya ultimately has to go back into its karana. Therefore, asmineva pralayate. If you are at the karya sthai, you will suffer all modifications in the karya. Go into the karana, there is no problem. Samasyas will end. Tasmadijayate Vishwam Asmineva Praliyate. Then next Atraiva Praviliyate. Then Samai Maya Baddhaha Karoti Vividaha Tanuhu. Samai. That Mai, the Lord, whose under power this Maya is there. Maya Baddhaha. Dekho, you have to fill up the blanks there. That Paramatma, in whose control the Maya is there. With that Maya, he has projected the world. The world cannot be without him, therefore he has entered. Having entered, he got enchanted. Once he got enchanted, he became bound. Samai Maya Baddha. Samai, he has got Maya under his control. Maya, with that he projected the world. Baddha, he got entered, got enchanted, got entangled. Now feeling the bondage. Then अभी मैं उसमें से बाहर नहीं आ पा रहा हूँ. So Maya Baddha. And what is he doing with that Maya Baddha? Karoti Vividaha Tanuhu. He is Avana, because of that Maya, creating lot of these Shariras. Whether they are microorganisms or the macro. व्यष्टि समष्टि सारे शरीरों को वो भगवान अपने माया शक्ति से बना रहे हैं. Then playing the play. This is one thing what we see from this standpoint. We should know what we see standpoint. We should know what is absolute standpoint. What we see standpoint is, we see all the beings are bound by the upadhi. Then from this standpoint we say, Paramatma only with his own Maya Shakti created, entered, got bound. This is from our seeing standpoint. Then what is the absolute standpoint? Absolute standpoint से उसकी बात अलग होती है. वही हमारा लक्ष्य भी है. What is that alag batu that is said here? What is it? Even though from our standpoint we see like it, like this, like anything you see. Let us say in the mud. Mud is got bound by being in the shape of the pot. है ना? मड जो है अभी बंधित हो गया वो हमारे दृष्टि से मटके के रूप में बनकर. It is conditioned now, na? Why? Because it is not looking like mud and it is not other thing like gamla, etc. It's mud only. That is what it is, pot only. That is what it is conditioning. And it is used for some purposes. It cannot be used for any other purpose. This is the way of our looking at the mud as pot now bound. But look from the mud inside the pot standpoint. Mud inside the pot. It is never bound only. Again, gold, when it is made into an ornament, it is bound. If the ornament is a ring, you will put it only in the finger. You can't put it to the hand or the ear. Bound ho gaya wo. From our standpoint. But from the standpoint of gold, it is never bound by any shape given to it. It is always remaining as gold. What is the bondage? Getting vikara, getting destroyed. Gold is always remaining as gold. Just you made an ornament, has it become silver? Or has it got destroyed? No. It is as it is. Avikari and Nitya. That avikaritva, nityatva of the gold is in there eternally from its standpoint. From our standpoint, we see it is conditioned as if because now it's a particular ornament only. So from our standpoint, we were told, from the standpoint of what we see, Mai only, Maya, he created all the Tanu, he entered into that, he got Bandha. Which we are seeing. Because our goal is not to see the world, not to see the bondage of the world. Our goal is to recognize Paramatma. Therefore, Paramatma को लाना पड़ेगा. Paramatma को highest position ही देना पड़ेगा. Paramatma second, third नहीं देना. You should not call anyone else. It is he alone. It is his Maya alone. With his Maya, he alone has projected the world. He alone has entered and he alone got bound. in this expression, what is happening? He alone is given importance. That is the goal. And we are experiencing bandhana. But half is this half knowledge. The full knowledge is what? How he gets liberated also will be told. The liberation is so simple only to realize that it is never bound. So that's why from his standpoint we are telling second thing. Everything, like from my standpoint, the wood is made into chair, the wood is conditioned. It cannot be table or anything. But from the wood standpoint, whether it's in chair form or table form, it's always wood only. It is not bound that way. ये हमको सीखना चाहिए. तो इधर हमारे तरफ से बोलने के बाद में फ्रॉम द ट्रुथ स्टैंड पॉइंट इट इज सेड, व्हाट इज सेड बाय पराशर जी कि न चात्रैवं संसरति न च संसारयेत् परम. Neither, even though he is seen by us like this, he is not in samsara from his side. What is he is not in samsara from his side? Upadhis which are superimposed on him do not color him. So the ringness of the ring doesn't contaminate the gold's purity. You know, that ringness will not touch the gold. Like waviness does not touch the water. This is the meaning of he will not be in samsara. The modifications superimposed on him do not modify him. Na samsarati. That is the thing. The self in me, on whom the three upadhis and three dehas, three avasthas are projected, and I am living like that as a jiva now, on that self, these three things never touch. That way, from his standpoint, he is not in samsara. And we are that self. That we have to identify more and more. This de-identification of conditional expression through Upadhi, we have to get reduced. De-identification बढ़ाते जाना. Identify with Nirupadhika Atma, reduce the identification with Sopadhika Jiva. Now we are in Jiva Bhava. We have to enter into Atma Bhava. Therefore, he is never in samsara. Na samsarati cha, na cha atra eva samsarati. Doesn't mean that for him samsara is permanent. He is not even going through the samsara, the pure self. A pseudo jiva in between. Alone is going through this. Na samsarati chatreva. Second one, na cha samsarayet param. Nor he does samsara, creates samsara to anybody others. The self in us. Third one, what do you mean by samsara? Na karta naiva bhokta cha. He never becomes karta and bhokta, which is the nature of samsari. Instead of all these that's happening, still the self as he is intact. Like in spite of all that is happening to the physical bodies, the jiva is intact in us. Same way, to the jiva, whatever is happening to him, karta bhokta, in spite of all of that, self is intact. Being the self is intact. In explanation, what we tell is शरीर अलग है, जीव अलग है, आत्मा अलग है. ऐसे ही कहना पड़ता है. बट बोलने वाला समझने वाला तो ध्यान से समझे कि they are not three things. One only perceived at three levels. In those three levels, one is absolute real, other two are imaginary real. And what we give reality to, that decides what jnanam we got, what sadhana we do. Atman alone is jiva. Jivan alone is deha. If you give reality to the deha, we are at the lowest level of knowledge, highest level of ignorance. When we know that Atman alone is real, though functioning as jiva and sharira, then we are in the highest knowledge. Jiva bhava, when we have dismantled, functioning through the sharira for vyavahara, then we are realized stage. So, naiva samsarati, na samsarayetu, na karta, na bhokta. And then, nacha prakriti purushahu. The prakriti is upadhi, purusha is the jiva. Jiva or also upadhi. ये दोनों के रूप में भी he has never come down to. And in him na maya, in the absolute self, maya is not there. Naivacha pranaha, not even the functional pranas are there. Then what is he ultimately? Chaitanyam paramarthataha. From his standpoint, he ever eternally remaining as pure Chaitanya only. This is a beautiful discussion, if you can really catch it. सिद्धांत रूप में पकड़ो, ये चैतन्य हमेशा ही चैतन्य रूप में है, उसमें बदलाव नहीं आया हकीकत में, रियलिटी में. बट ऑन हिम द प्रोजेक्शंस, and the more we value projection, they appear to be valuable and real. We are at this level now. 100% we gave value reality to the projected world, 0% to the reality. Just like in politics, for 65 years, 100% we voted for those who were eating away the country. 0% given to the real Desha Bhaktas. They were always there under different names. But now we started giving value to that extent, we only are getting benefited, developed. What a colossal transformation of country in 10 years. Would have never happened by any other government because they don't capable. They don't have that guts. They don't have love for nation, first of all. To do work any field, you should have love for it. है ही नहीं है बस. कहाँ दिखते हैं बताओ देशभक्ति. But बेवकूफ लोग, we all citizens, we only elect those nonsense people. The best example is Punjab. They never give vote to proper people. खा के पी के सोने वालों को वोट देते. They will never develop. And whoever want to develop, they go to Canada and they develop there. करोड़पति बनेंगे वहाँ. Like that, their Orissa, it will never develop. The Tamil Nadu, with all the intelligence, richness, the Kerala, कितने backward है सारे देखो. In contributing for the national growth and all, they only maintaining the power. बस जो मिनिमम करने से वोट्स मिलते हैं वो करेंगे. इलेक्शन के टाइम में ये वो फेंको बस. But the true patriots are not like that. Every nook and corner of the nation they are watching and continuously working in developing. The way, the everything. The airport, the railways, the roads, the variety of thousands and thousands of things in which the country is growing. He is a Ashcharya to every country in the world. A double Ashcharya because such a big country, such a huge population, such a variety of opposition, such a terrible obstructions. And the nagging stupid fellows are there, one category. To hai hamesha. Yet somebody is doing is such a great Deshabhakti. In the same way, when we have the bhakti for the tattva and shastra, then only deeply we can understand all these things and do it. So, what is next said? Namaya naivacha pranaha. Finally, chaitanyam paramarthataha. It is from the Paramatma standpoint. From our standpoint, we are seeing the projected world as real. We are told that it is not real, it is projected. Then we are told it is projected on whom? Paramatma. Finally, we are told on whom, that is the Paramatma, on which this whole world is projected, has never changed even little, is always Chaitanya Rupena is there. Therefore, what is all this world? Simple. That Chaitanya Paramatma, as Chaitanya Paramatma, when we are not recognizing, we only are seeing this entire world on Him. Rope is not seen as rope by us. We only are seeing snake on the rope. As direct and simple as this, and as important as it is. Then the concluding thing देखो इस प्रसंग में तस्माद अज्ञान मूलो ही संसारः सर्वदेहिनाम. For all the dehis, the ajnana of this Atma Chaitanya or Chaitanya Atma is the cause of entire samsara. In that samsara, the world is projected. In the projected world, we also identify. and we consider other things and beings as other than us, then the law continuous projection in the mind of the kama krodha raga dvesha. ये पूरा मिलाकर संसार, उसका मूल क्या है? अज्ञान, not knowing the Paramartha Chaitanya as so, and we are that Paramatma Chaitanya. Okay, then in the next few shlokas, that Paramatma Swarupa Lakshanas are told. Then these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 श्लोक बहुत तगड़े हैं from the Parashara Smriti. Then we will be taken into little deeper discussion on the same subject on the basis of the Brahma Sutras. है ना, ये भी तगड़ा ही है वो. बहुत बराबर है, बहुत बड़ा होगा, 2 दिन लगेंगे उसके लिए. देन देन हाँ, या मैक्सिमम 1 week we will need more to conclude our संबंध भाष्य. I don't know about you, the regular comers, मुझे तो आनंद आ रहा है कि हर दिन through referring to them, the main thought we are touching. While studying this Sambandha Bhashya, we are trying to understand the heart of Adi Shankara and his kindness, what he wants to drive into our dil, our samaj. Continue tomorrow. Om, 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 Om. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasa Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. Sri Gurubhyo Paramashubhyo Parabrahmane Shruti Matre Naman Tatsat Brahmarpanamastu.